You see it.
You were fun, dog.
There you go.
I should have showed this shit.
Hey, you know what's funny? For those that are watching, for those that are live, I just want to let you guys know we are live. Dave already talking smack with Moti, and we haven't even started the debate yet. Welcome everybody to debate night. This is the first ever debate night. I got Dave Farver, Coach Dave in the building. I got the big bro Moti in the building as well. We already got people commenting and shooting away some comments. So we're going to go ahead and get this started. First of all, yeah, it's about to go down. It's definitely about to go down. You got Yusuf checking in. We got people checking in.
Yusuf messaged me the other night, man.
Wait, what did he tell you?
Appreciate that, bro.
All right, we got people saying LeBron is better. Javier is in the building. We got people live. Guys, we're going to definitely pin that. All right, we got to make sure. Listen, Javier, I ain't going to be able to, let's see, pin comment. There you go, Javier. I did that just for you, Javier. I pinned his comment. So guys, for those that are watching, I'm going to explain to you guys the rules and regulations, and this is not just for this debate, but this is for all future debates as well. Okay, so I'm going to go over some things right quick. So first of all, it's 1 minute to answer each question. If you guys can see from the television screen, I do have a timer, and I'm hopefully my contestants, the people that are in, will respect the time, and this is why I have the finger. This is the finger waving, letting them know that they got about 10 more seconds left to answer their question. Respect someone's answer. Obviously, you could try to go hard on somebody. That's up to you. But respect their answer because they are here and they are trying to answer the question. So please be respectful. We're not trying to have this look like the presidential debate. Be professional. Moti, Dave, professionals all the way. But they are here to... what happened to Kobe said Arif, by the way. Is there entrance?
Right.
Is there entrance music? Tony asking, no, there's no entrance music. We miss you. All right, we miss you, Tony. So respect someone's answer. Be professional. That's very important because obviously we're live and this will be posted on social media. Audience may comment and ask questions. Why did that just happen? What just happened right here? All right, audience may ask questions. Sorry about that for those that are watching on Motivate Me 313. I don't know what just happened, but I'm gonna go live right now. All right, sorry about that. Audience may comment, ask questions. Sorry about those that were on Instagram. I know you guys are back on. Audience, like I said, may comment, ask questions. All things said during these debates do not reflect my thoughts. This is just a disclaimer, by the way. All things said during this debate do not reflect my thoughts, beliefs, and opinions on the topic. All right? Listen, this is a platform for people to speak and for me to be the moderator. So for those that are watching, this is a platform for people to speak and for me to be the moderator. This is not my thoughts, beliefs, and opinions. At the end, I need you guys comment. Let me know who won. At the end, I need you guys to comment. Let us know who won the debate. Message, by the way, this is for future reference, but I'm going to mention that later. But last but not least, remember, I'm doing this just so that we can have conversations with one another and, have open opinions on things and being able to communicate with one another no matter how much we believe that we are right or wrong. James Mubb, by the way, said Dave won already. James Mubb, by the way.
James Mubb, what up, baby?
Yes, all right. So, fellas, are y'all ready?
What a dumb last name.
Yes. All right, if y'all ready to go, let's get this debate going. We do got people watching. So, first of all, Dave is throwing us off. He's rocking a LeBron James jersey, and he is representing Michael Jordan. So, he's kind of throwing us off right now. And he got the wristbands, Cavalier colors as well. But we're not even going to get into that. Fahmy, by the way,
Cleveland rocks, baby. Cleveland rocks.
I'm a better moderator than 1-1 versus Trump versus Biden. Thank you very much, by the way. Fahmy said y'all can't get rid of me. I'm sorry, Tony. But we're back on Instagram if you want to watch through Instagram, by the way. So let's get this ball rolling. That boy rocking. They're playing mind games. They're playing mind games. Moti rocking a Jordan. Dave rocking a LeBron James jersey.
So I know you tripping.
Hey, this is hilarious.
Here's the college right here. I don't know why I got it on.
Hey, this is hilarious.
Cool,
So let's get the ball rolling, all right? I'm going to start off with Dave because the first question is to Jordan and representing Jordan, by the way. So, first question is broad, all right? If you want to just broadly answer this question, we're going to get more into detail, but it's really simple. Why do you feel Michael Jordan is the GOAT of the NBA? You got 1 minute, Dave.
First and foremost, his impact on the game. is unquestioned. You cannot, in no way, shape, or form, talk about anybody when you talk about impact on the NBA in the league right now. So that's number one. Number two, we talking dominance. I'm gonna throw it out there. You know what's coming. The 6-0. You cannot talk about MJ. He's done it at the top of the game, the pinnacle of where you want to be. The championship, he is 6-0. That's perfect. That's perfect. LeBron, don't get me wrong, going 10 times, that's great. 4 for 6 or whatever his record is, that's wonderful. But when you play, what did he say? You play to win the game. You don't play just to go. So 6-0. Thirdly, his arrogance. I mean, he on the court. Who could you question was on his level at the time of him being in the league? I've heard a lot of different names when LeBron was supposed to be at the top. It was always questioned. Maybe Kobe, maybe KD, maybe Kawhi. Never heard that. When Jordan was at his peak, you never heard that. So those are our reasons why MJ is the GOAT.
Thank you very much. I'm going to pass it to Moti, but before I do that, you got Khaled saying his career wasn't 6 seasons long. You got 897 Doughboy, Uncle Nash. He's accomplished more than LeBron in 14 years, and when LeBron is still trying to catch him in year 17.
That's right, huh?
And this is Malahi, by the way. Mo Malahi just said Dave won, and they're already coming in. Not yet, Mo. We're not doing this. All right, so Moti, it's your turn. Can you tell us this broad question, same question. Why is LeBron James the GOAT? You got 1 minute, Moti.
Well, first of all, I would like to appreciate, you're doing this. It's fun. And as far as what Dave just stated, I'm gonna shine in right quick.
Shine in.
Okay, so the only thing you bring up is the 6-0. That's the only thing you bring up. What has Jordan done other than 6-0? How is he better than LeBron, other than 6-0 championships? How is he? How is the competition? Compare the competition between Jordan and LeBron. All right, LeBron was 16 years old. He was crowned. The greatest at 16. He was crowned it. Too much pressure on him. Comes in the league. Dominates. I don't know what you're talking about, as far as questionable of Kobe and Durant. It was never in question. LeBron was a GOAT since he came in the league. He was crowned it. You know what I'm saying?
All right, so we're gonna stop it there, Moti, because I know you got specific facts that you want to get into, but that's just the opening statement. That was the opening statement. Trust me, we're gonna get into it. So, Dave, you got any rebuttal? I'm gonna give you guys about 30 to 45 seconds for a rebuttal. Do you have anything you want to say to what Moti just said?
Yeah, because he said besides the 6-0, and who did he play and all these other. I give it to LeBron. Don't get me wrong. He came in with a tremendous amount of pressure on him.
How was different?
Hold on a second. He came in with a tremendous amount of pressure on him, and he handled it better than anybody that I've ever seen handle it. And that's from all sports. He has gone above and beyond what they crowned him as on that Sports Illustrated when he was 16, 17, whatever. But that's not MJ's fault. The media was totally different back then. So that's not MJ's fault that they decided to look at a high school kid and crown him the GOAT or the king or whatever you want to call it. And as far as competition, I don't understand where you guys get this he didn't play against competition stuff from. You guys have just because a guy is 6'9" and he's long and he can shoot 30 feet, that doesn't mean he's good. That doesn't mean he's playing better competition. Jordan played against just as good, if not better competition.
No. Don't say that.
Yeah. All right, pause.
You're saying that because they're athletic. You're saying that because they're athletic.
All right.
You're not saying that because they're good basketball players.
No.
You're saying that because they're just as athletic. That's why.
All right, Moti, go ahead. You got 1 minute to rebuttal off of what he just said.
No. I'm trying to tell him, if Dave is sitting here going to say the competition is the same as the 80s and 90s, man, that's ridiculous. All right? They brought up, being athletic. Of course, athleticism have everything to do with it. That's talent, Dave.
No, it's not. That's athleticism.
You're going against the best. Hey, listen. Jordan came in the league at 1984, right?
Right. Yeah.
What did he do? With the talent, with the magic, with the bird, with the idea. What did he do? He didn't win. He won when all those guys retired. LeBron won while everybody was still in their prime.
Really?
Everybody's still in their prime. All the great ones in this game today are still in their prime.
Wow.
You know what I'm saying?
Wow.
Go ahead. Hey,
Look-
go ahead. In Miami, who he beat in Miami?
All
The
right.
Spurs.
The old
Dynasty
Tim
team.
Duncan.
Who did Jordan beat?
Nobly.
Who did Jordan beat?
First of all, let's
Spurs is a dynasty.
Hold on.
Golden State is a dynasty, right?
Let me get to this point, right?
What?
Let me get to this. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
All right, let's pause.
No.
Hey, before y'all get to that point. First of all, for those that are watching Instagram, and the reason why it keeps pausing because my phone, I gotta keep tapping it for some reason. All right, but that's why it keeps pausing. Sorry about those that are watching. And the reason why I carry this finger is to let them know they got 10 seconds left to move on to the next topic. I know y'all want to get into it. And I want you guys to argue it. But we also do have questions, and maybe y'all can answer it when I ask the question.
Okay, let's go with the questions. Yes,
so my next question is to Dave. All right, Michael Jordan supporter. You know, the question is, what's more important, getting to the championship 6 times and winning it all 6 times, or getting there 10 times and winning 4 of those times, even though you weren't favored some of those 4 out of the 10. Some of those 10 times that you went in there. So go ahead, Dave. You got 1 minute to answer that question and explain why. Also,
for anybody that plays a game, any game, I don't care what you're playing, and this is coming from the most competitive cheater in that Bulls jersey right there. You play to win the game.
I
You
agree.
play to become a champion. You play to compete. You don't play to go there. You don't play to say, "Oh yeah, we finished second." You play to win. 6-0 trumps 4-6 all day, every day. If that's the case for getting there, there's a lot of people that's been there before. There's a whole ton of people that Jerry West went to the championship 9 times. 9 times he won? Once. Why don't we celebrate that?
We don't. We don't.
So why are we celebrating 4 and 6? Like it's the
No,
greatest
we're
thing.
not celebrating 4
Yes,
and
we
6.
are.
Dave. You're messing
We're
with the whole
celebrating
argument.
4 and
You're messing
6.
with 4 and 6. No.
We're celebrating 4 and 6.
We're celebrating greatness, all right?
Okay,
We're talking
Jim
about
Kelly.
life.
Do you celebrate Jim Kelly? He made it to the Super Bowl 4 times.
Yeah, Jim Kelly's one of the greatest. He's not the GOAT.
But
He's not
you
the GOAT.
celebrate Jim Kelly. Are you serious?
I mean, he's one of the greatest.
You celebrate him over Troy Aikman?
hey,
You celebrate him over
I'm not doing that.
You celebrate him over
Jim
you celebrate him
Kelly's
over John Elway?
He's a Hall of
John
Famer.
Elway is 2 and 4 in the
You're
Super
talking
Bowl.
about Hall of Famer.
Do you celebrate him
You're
over
talking
John
about Hall of
Elway?
Famer.
all right,
You don't
Moti.
celebrate Rob Warren.
Hey, Dave, can you give Moti now a chance to say the answer to this same question, Mohammed?
Give Moti a minute and 15 seconds. I went over my time. Go ahead.
All right, go ahead, Moti. Go ahead. Same question, basically. Do you believe that 6 out of 6 is more important or better or a stronger resume than getting there 10 times and winning 4?
Listen, 6 out of 6 is amazing. I was one of the biggest Jordan fans, you know what I'm saying, growing up, but once I started watching Jordan, I said, this guy's the greatest, nobody's ever gonna beat him. But once I seen LeBron James in 2007 put up 25 straight points versus the best defense in the league, I said, I witnessed greatness. From that day on, you can recall 2 or 1, I kept talking about LeBron James. LeBron, he's gonna be the GOAT. He's gonna be the GOAT. He wasn't the GOAT at that time, but he became the GOAT. All right? Now, Dave's talking about 6-0. Again, going back to competition, going back to basketball as a team sport. You're talking about an individual like he did it by himself. He had a team behind him. He had a coaching staff behind him. Bro, he didn't have that much competition behind him. You know what I'm saying? If you pull LeBron James or even Kobe, you know what I'm saying? Some people argue Kobe is, you know what I'm saying? The debate should be Jordan and Kobe. If you put Kobe in the 80s, in the 90s, they'll be killing.
All right, hold on. Now, before y'all go, we got some commenters. All right, so let's quickly, I'm going to read off to this. So question to Dave, why don't we look at, by the way, Mo Malahi mentioned Jim Kelly, by the way, before you did Dave, so it's funny, I both think about the same thing. So question to Dave, why don't we look at both of their career stats? And Yusuf Dabbit said Moti's pacing, so you know it's getting real when Moti starts pacing.
What were their career stats?
Yeah, so I agree. I was at that game. Fujo says, you got Boom, said I look like an Arabic teacher waving this stick right here. So here we go. All right, so we're going to keep it rolling. Do you want to rebuttal off of that, Dave, or do you want to ask the next question? It's up to you guys. I mean, I'm going to go off of you guys. Do you have something you want to say?
I mean, I just can't get over the fact that him keep saying there's no talent. I can't.
No. I didn't say no talent. Not as much talent. Not as much talent.
I'm having a hard time understanding that because what you're saying is that he just played against bums his whole career.
Mostly bums, yes. Mostly bums. Yes.
Are you serious?
Bro, okay. Name some players.
Hold on, yeah. Let Dave. Let's go ahead, Moti. Let Dave.
Go ahead.
Let's go down the line of every player and that you're calling the bum against who LeBron played.
Go ahead.
Let's do that. Let's go. Draymond Green. Draymond Green.
Wait, let me tell you something, man. Let me tell you something. Name the superstars. Name the superstars he beat. Name the superstars he beat. Steph Curry. Name Steph Curry.
They were like all babies, so that's not a count.
Tim Duncan. Manu Ginobili. Tony Parker. Kevin Durant. James Harden. Russell Westbrook.
Tony Parker.
Okay.
Tony Parker compared to
those are dynasties.
Tony Parker compared to John Stockton.
They're dynasties before LeBron.
Compared to Reggie Miller. Give me some action, baby. Come on.
Okay.
What you know?
Okay.
You don't know.
Okay. There were 3 dynasties. Actually, 4 dynasties in the 80s.
Oh, here we go.
Hold on.
All right, hold on, Dave. Hold on.
Detroit. He didn't beat none of them. He didn't beat none of them.
This dynasty you talking about, bro?
Yeah,
what is this dynasty you talking about, bro? What is this dynasty you talking about?
Dynasties, super teams. When I think LeBron started,
like that super team in 2011 that was up 2-1 on them, and they choked. When he went and created a dynasty.
Listen, no.
I just
named off 3 dynasties
that lost and got the ball in 2011, B.
All right, let's move on.
Let's
move on because we're gonna keep going in circles if we don't move on. All right. So my next question.
Like that finger.
Yes, exactly. And I'm gonna start off with Moti on this one, and then I'm gonna pass it to Dave. It's similar questions. I try not to show no favoritism with my questions. It's same questions, just different wording. So Moti, for people that say that LeBron can't win without another superstar by his side, what are your thoughts about that?
Bull crap. I'm gonna tell you why, Armand. Every team, all right. Every team. If you want to talk about a person that cannot win without a superstar, let's talk about Michael Jordan and Scottie Pippen. Before Scottie Pippen, this guy could not even win nothing. All right. Before Scottie came, Phil Jackson came, and he started winning. What happened in the '80s, man? LeBron took a 2007 bum team. Yeah, I'm gonna call them bums because look at the roster. No other superstar but him won, I think, 60, 65 games and took them to the finals. Of course, you know what I'm saying? He's going to lose to the Spurs. The Spurs were more of a team, better coaching. You know what I'm saying? So if you want to talk about another superstar, nowadays, people are teaming up to win. Boston did it before LeBron.
No,
Boston did it before LeBron did.
Not the way that LeBron did it, though.
Because Boston was playing the game.
They didn't do it that way. They didn't do it that way.
How they do it? Kevin Garnett, Paul Pierce, Ray Allen.
Let's wave it off. Moti. Let's wave it off. Dave, the same question goes for you. I know Moti kind of already talked about it, but there are people out there. You're hitting that shimmy, by the way, Dave. There's people calling me a bad moderator right now, guys. So I gotta start taking control right now, man. Y'all gotta let me when I see that wave happening. All right, so Dave. The same question to you. Jordan never won without Pippen. They said he needed Pippen to win. So, what are your thoughts when people say that? Dave, your turn. You got 1 minute. You breathing hard right now.
I have nothing to say because he couldn't win without Pippen.
So, first of all, you do realize that before Pippen and Jordan just all of a sudden made this great team, Pippen was in the league for 4 years, right? You do know that, right? So it wasn't like he walked into the Bulls and then they all of a sudden just became this all-star. Hold on.
Moti, let him talk. Come on, Moti. You gotta respect answers.
My time to shine.
Yeah, it is.
So it wasn't like he came into this team and all of a sudden they was just superstars. No, Jordan seen something and he molded them. But let's talk about your mans, B. Where did he go? Hold on a second. So you bring up that 2007 one superstar joint, blah, 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 blah. We don't say that to Dwight Howard when he went to the finals with who Dwight Howard on the team? One superstar, whole bunch of bombs. He went to the finals, but we don't say that.
He had a whole
bunch of bombs and we didn't say nothing. So I'm going to get off that. So anyway, your man went to Miami. Not one, two established all NBA players. Not one, but two.
Who else?
Oh, okay, then we just gonna forget like Chris Bosh wasn't there. Okay. So anyway, two established all-star all NBA players. Then the man comes back.
All NBA. All NBA.
Hey, listen up.
Just box all NBA.
Moderator.
Just box all NBA. Cuz.
Hey, moderator, hold on. Hold on.
He was an all-star.
Listen, I got a couple of comments from the crowd. First of all, they asking me to start muting you guys, and I ain't trying to do that because we all adults. But for somebody talking, we're going to end up having to hit that mute button on y'all. Moti going to be in the background thinking that people are hearing him, but Moti going to be on mute. All right. Second of all, we got a question for the panel. This is from Coney Cafe, all right? So he asked, question for the panel, why do Jordan fans only point to 6-0 in the finals, always only to those 6 years? All right, did he not want to compete all those other years? So that's the question. So I'm gonna let Dave answer that question. I'm gonna let Moti rebuttal off of Dave answer. Go ahead.
Listen, and we're not just talking about the 6-0 years. First of all, he dominated that decade. The decade in the 80s were dominated by the Celtics and the Lakers, correct? And the Pistons, who put Jordan out of the playoffs in those times. So it wasn't like he was out here losing the bums. He lost to the eventual champion or final second place team. All those playoffs, the Pistons, the Celtics, he lost all of those. The one year he didn't lose to the NBA Finals was when he lost to the Bucks his first year or his second year. So don't give me, nobody forgets the 80s. But okay, in the 80s when he's winning Defensive Player of the Year. Wait. In the 80s when he's winning Defensive Player of the Year and MVP in the same year. So we're not going to forget them. And still winning scoring titles. We're not forgetting those. Right. So nobody's forgetting the 80s.
All right, Moti, what you got to say about that? Are you
individual accolades? I mean, we go on and on about LeBron's stats, but you ain't going to point that out. You're going to go to the 6-0. Keep bringing 6-0. If you want to talk about stats, LeBron James is going to finish in the top 5 in the most important categories in basketball, and that's points, rebounds, assists.
All right.
Top 5 all time.
All right, so we got a couple commenters that mentioned some good points. So Balat David said it was only one superstar in Miami. Bosh and LeBron decided to go together, so it was only Dwayne Wade at the moment. But I guess they all agreed to go together. And Balat David said LeBron never lost in the first round. So that's just another one. But I mean, we got people. I mean, I'm gonna go ahead and move on to the next question so that we can keep rolling, because it's already 23 minutes in, guys, and we cannot go longer than 40 minutes. So, and we're at halfway at the questions now too. So I'm gonna let Dave start this one. All right, and I'm gonna now talk about their flaws, okay, and kind of see what y'all have to say about the players' flaws. And it was kind of hard to find flaws for both players, but for Jordan, one of his biggest flaws, and this is me reading this and watching some of the stuff as well, but obviously I wasn't born during that time. And one of Jordan's biggest flaws is, it was said that he didn't make his teammates better. This is what people were saying. And he was sometimes too overly competitive, and his relationship with some teammates was not so great, and it was a kind of turnoff for some teammates. So what are your thoughts about that, Dave? Moti, you're going to be next, but I'm going to let Dave go first. Please respect him while he's talking. Go ahead, Dave.
I agree 100%. 100% with those comments. He was an asshole. Oh, excuse my language. He was an a-hole. He was an a-hole, and he was hard on his team, and he was competitive, and he didn't want to lose, and he hated all those things, and all those are true. But at the end of the day, that carved his team into becoming winners. You didn't hear nobody coming out in the 90s, 92, 93 talking about MJ like that. You didn't hear nobody coming out questioning MJ's leadership like that. You didn't hear none of those things. But you do hear those things about LeBron sometimes in his face. Yes, you do. I remember, if I recall, Mario Chalmers cutting into him in the playoffs. I remember that game. So, yeah, Jordan...
Mario Chalmers didn't know his role. He didn't know
Moti, let him talk.
My bad.
Jordan was a certain way, but at the end of the day, it made all of his teammates better. So, yeah, he may not have throwing the ball to John Paxson 20 times a game, but when he threw it to him, John Paxson was ready to do what he was supposed to do.
All right.
Go ahead.
Moti, I think I got to ask you to unmute because I tried this unmute thing. So can you unmute yourself? Is that microphone on? There you go, Moti. So now, Moti, it's your turn. I'm going to ask you the same question, but a little bit different wording for LeBron James. So some of LeBron's biggest flaws is that he flops and whines on the court more than any player who is considered in the GOAT conversation. Do you think that's a turnoff for those that, watch him and people say that they consider him a GOAT? So do you believe that's a turnoff, and what are your thoughts on his flaws? 1 minute.
first of all, I ain't trying to go broke like Jock. I'm playing with the dog like Vic. All right. So,
I'm waiting for Dave.
As far as him flopping, listen, you know, LeBron is one of the smartest guys, if the smartest guy to ever play the game of basketball. Okay, he sometimes flops, but he's trying to use that to his advantage as far as what the league rules are. You know what I'm saying? The league rules at the time was allowing the flop. See how they changed the flop rule? Now they're calling an offensive foul if it's an obvious one. If they're acting too much, they changed that rule. But LeBron was just taking advantage of the rules at the time. All right? And me as a player, as a winner, you know what I'm saying? I'll do whatever it takes to win. You know, if that goes to me, you know what I'm saying, flopping, I'm going to flop. Because I'm trying to win. They brought up winning, right? They brought up anything to do to win, right? That's what you do.
And Tony just said flopping is part of the game, so I guess he's agreeing to him. M. Shizzle said LeBum leading the league in flops. That's embarrassing.
Who was that?
That's M. Shizzle, Uncle Mario. That's Uncle Mario. Yeah, so Uncle Mario's chiming in as well. Guys, we have 9 minutes. I told y'all it goes quick, and I don't want this to last longer than that. So, Moti, I'm going to go to you. And this is a question that I thought about personally, and I feel like it should be taken into consideration. Brandon Caudell just said MJ never lost in the finals. Debate is over. So just throwing that out there. Shout out to Brandon Caudell. So Moti, my question to you. Do you think the stuff LeBron James stood for outside of the NBA, you know, all the civil rights stuff and all that extra stuff, do you believe that's taken into consideration? And before you answer that question, I'm taking into GOAT consideration. Like, does that factor in? And before you answer that question, remember that for some people, that's actually a turnoff, that, you know, they put politics into the game. So take all that into consideration. Is that a part of his GOAT conversation, and explain why? 1 minute.
100%. First of all, Dave looked like Frank Mitchell from the Moesha Show. All right. So, again, to answer your question.
That's two.
Again, to answer your question, 100% that plays into the GOAT category. I'm going to tell you guys why. LeBron is the GOAT on and off the court. Now, for a guy of Jordan's stature to not use his platform to talk about all of the issues that's going on right now in the world, it's embarrassing. And it's a disgrace to his race. You know, LeBron saw it as a, you know what I'm saying, of a way to use his platform and to make a change. And he has made a change. You know what I'm saying? That's the biggest difference. You know, Jordan was too selfish. He was too selfish on and off the court. He only cared about himself. You know what I'm saying? And to go back as far as his teammates, every LeBron teammate loved them. LeBron made all his teammates better. Think about it. All LeBron's teammates had better careers with LeBron. You know what I'm saying? And on top of that, his friends. He took his friends that he grew up with and made them all millionaires.
All right, Moti, let's move it to Dave. Dave, you know, some people actually applaud what Michael Jordan did, which is not try to put politics into the game. He just played the game and obviously played it in a great fashion.
Because he's rich.
All right, so going back to Dave. Dave, do you believe that should be taken into consideration, you know, of considered being the GOAT, you know, with all the stuff that happened outside of the world? Go ahead.
Not at all, because like I always say, and I argue this point with other people, is I separate what happens on the court from what happens outside of basketball. On the court, it's MJ for me all day. Outside of basketball, I cannot argue with what LeBron has done from building his school to putting kids through colleges. So that's not even an argument anymore for me. So I that's my answer for that. So I'm only going to take 20 seconds. But I am going to say this about what you just stated about him making his teammates better and making $1 million, whatever. You act like these weren't established players before he played with them. AD, All-Star. No, it's my time. AD, All-Star. First team, All-NBA. Kyrie Irving, before LeBron came back, he was an established player. All-NBA, whatever you want to say. Kevin Love, All-NBA. D-Wade, Chris Bosh. You know what Scottie Pippen did after he left the Bulls in 99? You know what he did in 2000 with Portland? You know what he did with the Houston Rockets? Absolutely nothing. So don't tell me that he didn't make players better. So you keep scrolling around your house.
All right. Last thing.
Hold on.
All All right.
Hold on. I do want to add something.
Go ahead.
Okay. What did Pippen do? Jordan retired, right?
Oh, we're going to go to 94, 95.
No. I'm going to 93, 94.
No.
That season.
Yeah, okay.
Okay?
93, 94.
The Bulls won 55 games without Jordan.
And what did Scottie Pippen do in 99 when he went to Portland Trailblazers?
Cavaliers
Nothing.
suck. Minnesota suck.
Nothing.
All these guys, Toronto
Absolutely nothing.
suck. All these
Absolutely
guys.
All right, guys.
They had individual.
Nothing.
I'm waving the wand because we got 5 minutes. So this is my time to give you guys the floor. I'm gonna give y'all a minute and 30. Last round of explain why your player is the GOAT, because we got only 4 minutes and 30 seconds left. So I'm gonna start off with Dave. Why is you want to hit stats? You want to hit facts? A minute and 30. Why is Michael Jordan the GOAT?
What is? I mean, we can do stats. You know, Jordan. What's LeBron? 27, 7-7 for his career. What's Jordan? 36-5 for his career. You know what I'm saying? We can do again who they played against. We want to talk about real dynasty, real Hall of Fame players. We got questionable Hall of Fame players for LeBron right now. Because the verdict is still out on some of them. The verdict is still out on some of them. We got some that shouldn't be in the Hall of Fame. As much as I love Manu Ginobili, when you throw that Hall of Fame stuff up in there, if you can give me 20 shooting guards that's not better than him, I mean, we could really talk. 20 shooting guards in the NBA that's not better than Manu Ginobili. You can give me 15 point guards that's better than Tony Parker that's playing in the NBA. You can't give me 15 that's better than GP. You can't give me 15 that's better than John Stockton. You can't give me 15 that's better than Charles Barkley, power forwards. You can't do those things. I can do those things with their guy. I can do those things with who LeBron faced. You know what I'm saying? Don't get me wrong. I believe LeBron is great. Mount Rushmore, he's on mine. I have no knock against the guy. When he's going up against the greatest, you know, he's going to take another L like he did in the finals 6 times.
All right.
Good night.
All right, Moti, you got a minute and 30. Why is LeBron James the GOAT? You want to hit stats or anything? Go ahead.
Man, I can go on and on about this, man, but I'm going to just throw a couple out there. LeBron James is a 4-time champ. 3 different teams. This guy's going to have a statue in 3 different cities, Omar. He's going to be, you know, he got a statue in 3 different cities. All right. Not only did he win the finals, you know, people talk about a Ray Allen shot and Kyrie Irving shot. LeBron James was the MVP. He was the Finals MVP in all those. In the Golden State, look, in the Golden State series, in which Golden State went 73-9, best record in history, right? LeBron led in every offensive category for both teams. Let's talk about stats. And you brought up players, right? Bro, there's going to be more Hall of Famers from 2000, from 2000 all the way, I'm going to say, to 2030, 30 years, okay? More Hall of Famers than between 1970 and to 2000, where I'm going to, you know, consider the Little Jordan era, right?
All right.
More Hall of Famers.
All right.
So, as far as the goes...
Alright, listen, I'm sorry guys, but this is hilarious because Corner Cafe, Tony said I'm gonna look like he's gonna break into the Frozen song with the Let It Go with that one. Guys, thank you so much. I know this is how it had to happen, guys. I told him it's gonna be about 30 minutes, 35 minutes. So I just want to let you guys know we got about 1 minute and about 30 seconds left in the Zoom call. For those that are watching, please comment who won the debate, not who you want as the GOAT, because that's a different topic. Comment who won the debate. It's all fun and games. First of all
fun and games.
Yes, all fun and games. First of all, Dave Farver, I appreciate you so much for doing this. Thank you for coming on. By the way, they throwing us off for those that are watching. Dave is rocking a LeBron jersey, but, you know, speaking on Jordan, and Mike Moti rocking a Jordan jersey, speaking on LeBron. So,
who you want, Fami or Sufi? Let's go.
In all seriousness, man, it was great. Hey, Dave's a great dude. I appreciate doing this with you, Dave. It's all love. It's all fun.
All right.
Well, I really don't have some nice things to say back about you. I can't even do it.
All right. Well, there you guys go. Thank you guys all for tuning in. I'm going to post a video afterwards. That's where, at least Instagram, you guys can comment afterwards who won. Oh, we got Dave Farver took an L. But no, we got 4 Daves. We got 2 Moti, 3 Motis. 5 Daves, you know, so they got people commenting right here about.
I got the old people, but we got the young people.
100%.
All right, guys, I don't want it to cut off on y'all while y'all talking. It's about to cut off like in 10 seconds. Thank you guys for coming. I appreciate you guys. Thank you guys for watching. Take it easy, fellas. Take it easy, everybody that's watching. I'm going to post it in the next 5 minutes. If y'all want to watch it again. Have a great day.